Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here. If you're brand new and just discovered my YouTube channel, yay, you're finally here. I'm so glad. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money or both sometimes watching a particular film. The movie I'm reviewing today is called The Bricklayer. This violent action spy flick is now playing on Amazon Prime. It's rated R and is an hour and 50 minutes long. My overall movie review mom grade is probably a C minus. Wah, wah. Now, I did enjoy it, but it definitely was not as good as I had hoped. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked, things I didn't like, tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, and recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might like better. So in a nutshell, this gritty action flick was directed by Rennie Harlan. Writing credits go to Noah Boyd, Matt Johnson, and Mark Moss. So here's a list of things that I liked. First of all, every time I review an Aaron Eckhart movie, I have to mention that one of the reasons that I love him is because one of my sons looks a lot like him. They have the same eyes and facial structure. Now, I know that's ridiculous, but it's true. But he gives it his all. He really tried, and I do like him. I think he's always fun to watch. The fight sequences carry a lot of tension and hit hard, lasting a long time as stakes get higher and higher. At times, they often look and feel like they came straight out of a video game. So I don't know. If you love video games, is that good or bad? What do you think? Comment down below. They're definitely not to the quality as any of the John Wick action sequences. And to me, those are the ultimate of the standard in the industry. And so there were a few moments that were entertaining and creative, but overall it was pretty basic stuff, I thought. Now, while the movie isn't exactly fresh, it's one that action lovers will probably get a kick out of because there is a lot of kicking. No, but there is a lot of fighting and action. We get to see beautiful locations in Greece. I love to travel in movies. The movie The Beekeeper really runs with the whole bee theme throughout the entire film, including puns and insights. However, this film doesn't quite play with the brick puns nearly as much. We see Aaron Eckhart's character building something with bricks at the beginning and at the end of the film. Now, he explains that working with bricks rather than the chaos of the spy business is what he prefers because of the rules and the structure. And after seeing everything that his character goes through in the film, you'll definitely understand why he values and prefers bricklaying rather than, all of that crazy spy stuff, at least at that part of his life now. So there's some character development of sorts. I mean, he does return to bricklaying at the end. So you might say, well, he didn't really change, but there's another character or two that I think where we see more character growth. And I always look for that in good storytelling. It was missing a little bit to some degree. But let me talk about some of the things that I didn't like and why I scored the movie as low as I did. Some of the camera work in the fight scene zoomed in way too much so that we couldn't quite see everything that was going on. That's been my biggest complaint with all of the Transformer movies, where it's just a jumble of steel and chaos, and you're like, I can't see what's happening because it's zoomed in too much. And so I felt that way a little bit in this movie as well. The film itself is just filmed with genre cliches, and ultimately it is very predictable. Sadly, there is no chemistry between Eckhart and Nina Dobrev. What a missed opportunity. He naturally oozes chemistry in every movie that he's in, but her character spent the majority of the movie being cranky and judgmental, and I had a really hard time really liking her or wanting the two to get together. And we do see character growth in her, and so I appreciated that. Some of the writing and the editing would have definitely benefited from another passover of the script and time in post-production. It just looked rough. There were some editing issues, and then just clunky storytelling as well. It feels like a January movie, if you know what I mean, and that's not a compliment. We saw all the big, exciting things generally every year, November, December, all of the ones that are gunning for the Oscar, except for Oppenheimer. That came out in the summertime, which was exciting. The same thing with Barbie as well. But anyways, January tends to have a lot of slumps, lots of horror movies for some reason, kind of low budget movies. And so it kind of felt that way. Here's some tips for parents. Kids are definitely going to be bored, but the movie's inappropriate for kids to watch anyway. There is lots of profanity and a million F-bombs. There is tons of fighting with various weapons, lots of destruction, bloody, gory, violent deaths. Some of the themes that are illustrated well are the CIA, espionage, trust, loyalty, corruption, and even journalism. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines while I'm watching the films, simply so I can share those with you, and you can get a taste for the filmmaking quality, or I should say the script writing quality and dialogue, that kind of thing. And so you can see all of them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share some of them with you right now. So the first line is spoken by Nina Dobrev, and she's having this conversation with Aaron Eckhart, who plays Vale, this former CIA operative. And so there's all this destruction and chaos and mayhem. And she says, "Who's paying for all of this?" And he says, "Your favorite uncle, Sam." She is definitely by the books, and he is definitely not by the books. We've seen that kind of dynamic many, many times before. Another interesting conversation is also with Aaron Eckhart, and he's talking with this criminal who's played by Clifton Collins Jr. And Aaron Eckhart is actually trying to get him and his family away safely somewhere where they won't be discovered. They have this deep bond and this friendship, and some trust and loyalty between the two. I won't give you any spoilers about what happens with that relationship. But anyway, so Aaron Eckhart he's identified a place where this guy's his friends, family could be. And so Clifton Collins Jr.'s character says, "Grizzly Pines, Montana? Is it oceanfront?" And then Aaron Eckhart's character says, "Adjacent." Which I just thought was cute because, he's this other guy is this foreign guy, and he doesn't know where Montana is. Anyway, another interesting line spoken by Aaron Eckhart is when he says, "You know what they say about broken men? They never die. They just smell that way." So there is some humor in the film, nothing really slapsticky, but some of the dialogue is clever and witty. And then there are some visual moments that are also kind of humorous. Kate is the female spy played by Nina Dobrev, and she's talking to Aaron Eckhart, who's just always doing all of this not by the book type of maneuvers. And she says, "You are the worst spy ever." Another conversation the two of them have is when she tells him after this terribly dangerous moment, she says, "You could have been killed." And then Aaron Eckhart's character says, "Wouldn't be the first time." All right, and then I'll share one more with you. Something crazy happens, and Aaron Eckhart's character says, "You kind of set me up to die. That's kind of a deal breaker," and that's why we see a lot of interesting dynamics between trust and loyalty and friendship and betrayal. So some interesting lines that I thought were good were both Vale and Kate, the two spies working together, say this at different times. "If you understood everything I said, you'd be me." Now, the first time I heard that, I was like, okay, that's supposed to be really clever and it's kind of dumb. And then I thought, well, of course it's true, but it's still kind of dumb. But it is interesting. Vale, again, played by Aaron Eckhart, says at one point, "Bricks don't lie." And he's so frustrated with the spy game and the lack of honesty, the lack of being able to trust people, which is another reason why he just wants to lay bricks and just do something simple. It's not stressful or dangerous, but something that is sure and solid. And then another line that Aaron Eckhart's character says is, "I can't fight an enemy I don't understand." And that is an interesting line because some of the characters aren't always as they appear. Now, Let me give you some recommendations for some other Aaron Eckhart movies that I really enjoyed that I think you might like better than this one. One is a recent one that came out last year called Muzzle. Now, it's not an A+ movie, but I really thought he did a great job in that one. Another older one is The Dark Knight. He's not the lead character, of course, it's a Batman movie, but the role that he does have is good. He's solid, and that's a great movie. And then another one I think also came out last year that I reviewed, and I've reviewed all of these, is My All American. I'll actually cue that one up so you can watch it after you finish watching this one. It's actually a really well done film, and it's sweet and charming and touching all at the same time. Not violent or anything like that. So definitely check that one out. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for spending a few minutes and watching my review. If you find my reviews to be helpful, please give them a thumbs up and subscribe. It helps my channel grow. And anytime you comment down below or engage with my content, it spreads magical YouTube fairy dust on my channel so that more people can find it. And that's my goal, to help people save time and money, because we all love movies, but it's the worst to watch a movie that stinks. So I'm trying to help you avoid those stinkers. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.